Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Building Investors YouTube channel. We're going to be residing this entire pole barn structure building behind me here. I'll flip you around and show you a quick overview of it before we get started. And then we're going to do a video of the entire thing from start to finish in one video. And I hope you enjoy. So anyways, let's flip you around and show you what we got going on. This building is approximately 30, let's see, what was it? It's 150 feet long, so two sections of 75. It's 150 by, I think, 36 wide, so that's going to be fun. So we're going to take all the steel panels off, replace it with Hardie lap siding up here, and then Hardie soffit board down here with 2-foot trim boards on center. And then on the front side we're going to have stone, which I'll bring you up to speed on that when we do that. So on this side we're going to have to take off all the lights, cameras, metal, and then we're going to have to make sure there's sheeting behind it, and then vapor barrier, and then put on the paneling. So we're still waiting on our supplies to come. We ordered them from Home Depot, but they're going to take a couple days to come in. So today is Monday, and they should be coming Wednesday, Lord willing. So anyways, let's get to it and see what we can get into. So we have made it to the end of the day. We've got all the steel off, so all the upper barn steel and then all of that siding steel that was down there. There was no vapor barrier from here up, but there was here, so we just left it because it's extra vapor barrier. And then we did our 2 layers there and a little bit up there. So this is 9-foot sheets of vapor barrier, 150 feet long. So 1 row there, 1 row there, and a little tiny scrap off the cutoff of over here. And then all the scrap steel's in there, and all that vertical steel stacked up in my trailer. So anywho, that's the end of day 1. We have got a lot to do. Of course, this will have the Hardie soffit board down here, like I was saying, and then the lap siding right here. So we'll get that done, get it started on Wednesday, I think is when it's coming in. And then once we get that started, we'll probably start on this. We'll probably do that simultaneously. So take this off, put the sheeting on this wall if it doesn't have it, and then vapor barrier, and then maybe do this section from here and start down on that way. So this is the front-ish side. The other, that end wall is actually the front, but this one's the one you see the most. We want to do that first. That way you get some progress, and then it'll look good. So anyways, I'll bring you back next day when we have some more progress. Okay, friends, it's technically the 3rd day. The 2nd day was all rain basically, but I was able to get some other stuff done. Of course, we got the wrapping done. We got some of the panels taken off on this side during the rain, mostly all the lower lap siding. Of course, I'm not filming this as I go because it takes too much time, of course, but I'd love to show you this process as I go. Say that too many times. So we've been working on putting the this is Hardie soffit board. It comes in 4 feet by 8 feet sections. So we're cutting it in 40 inches and then putting on the band board across the top, and there'll be Z flashing on this right here. And if you're tuning into this channel for the first time, make sure to go watch my tiny house series. I'm building this in sequence while I do this as well for my main job. So there's Z flashing on that too. That's why I brought it up. But anyway, Z flashing on there, and then we'll do lap siding all the way up. And then the bottom is the board and batten look, I believe is what they call that. So every 2 feet, there's these 2.5-inch Hardie boards, and then trimming around the outlets. And it's looking good. So got a tent set up because it's been raining off and on. Beautiful sunset going on right now, as always. The truck there, beautiful, just a great day. It's a little chilly, it's probably 50 degrees right now, but not too bad. We got the OSB here, which is going to be used as the sheeting for the walls that don't have sheeting. Like these back wall and the front wall have sheeting, but the side walls don't all have it. So we'll be using that for that. We'll be using, this is the Hardie soffit board, which is great. We had it stacked on here, that way I can slide it off onto there as a table and then cut it into 40 inches. And I've got my Z flashing right here, and I've got my 1x2s, they call it, but they're 2.5 inches there. And then my 1x4s are there, and then the lap siding is below that, which is pretty sweet. And I got a dumpster here for all of the metal that I'm recycling. So all of that metal's coming off, we recycle it. And so it's going in there, and then all of the siding metal is going on my trailer back under. So anyways, piles of stuff everywhere, but it's coming along. And just so you know, one of my favorite drinks is water with this juice, white cranberry peach. I'm not sure why, but it mixes really good with water. So I do like 3/4 water, 1/4 juice. It's a little healthier, and it tastes great. I'm not sure why, but it works good. And sometimes just water gives me a little heartburn, so adding a little sugar in there makes it better. What do you think, Copper? See him tomorrow? We'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, hello. It is the next day, and it's been raining all morning, so it's been wet. I had a rain jacket on. It just took it off a bit ago because the rain finally stopped. But it really hasn't been like a torrential downpour or anything, so it's been easy to work in. But let me turn you around and show you what we got going on. It's looking pretty sweet. So here is the back of the building. Of course, we already did all the vapor barrier. We did the lower trim pieces. We did the Z flashing on top. So let's go a little step up here. We got the first stage, which is the sheeting behind this, which is already there on this wall, thankfully. The rest of the sides of the building will need to do the sheeting. But the sheeting was here, so we did that. Then we stapled on the vapor barrier, taped off the seams, tucked in the joints up there, nice and tight and clean. And then we put on this board, which is the Hardie soffit board. It comes in 4x8 sheets. We cut it down to the 40 inches, stuck it on there, and then we stuck on the 1x4 trim. And then we used the 1x2 trim, which is 2.5 inches, over top of the seams, and then every 2 feet. And we started in the middle of the building, right in the center. That way, when we build off this direction, and we build off this direction, this piece and this piece, even though they look the same equal, they're like an inch less than everything else. But if we started with this side, went all the way across, we'd probably end up with one like 6 inches away from there, and that wouldn't look good. So start in the middle, work your way right and left. The reason I'm stacking up this way, I'm not left-handed, it's just, that's because I had this corner finished first, and so I wanted to try some of this. That's not a big deal. You can do left to right, right to left. This one, I prefer usually left to right. That's because I'm right-handed. I can nail as I go to the right, but it really doesn't matter either direction. And then we put some caulking underneath of that Z flashing, and so it seals underneath of this, so there's no water getting in underneath. And then we put this on, and then the lap siding, and they got some of those gecko gauges. Those help support that next piece that you nail on, so they just clip on like this, slide it up to the next piece, clip it down, and then that next piece slides in. So doing it all by one person is not very hard. And then this side, we took the steel off, we wrapped it, and then this morning we came and trimmed out the door and the window, and we'll do some more work on those kind of semi-permanently, semi-temporarily installed. So we've got some of the siding nails holding it in. These are more of the permanent nails, but they also got some stainless finish nails that go in here to support and everything. But we want to make sure everything is nice and lined up before we get too carried away. And then behind this sheet, there's no sheeting for the rest of the building, and so we need to add that. The previous builders just put sheeting on this addition part from there. You can see the old soffit to there is an addition, and they wanted to sheet this. The new builder wanted to sheet it. The old builder didn't sheet this, of course. So we're going to sheet the rest of the building. That way we can do the lap siding here. But this is on pause until we get a little bit more on the back finished, and then we need to take off these sheets, probably up to at least there, and then I'll put a trim piece here, and then I can start doing the lap siding up here. But we're doing rock on the bottom here, so try not to get ahead of myself there. We'll show you that in the future. Do some flashing, some rocks and flashing, and then the lap siding. But that's a little update for today. Looking pretty good. And then we trimmed around our electrical boxes. They already had like a box installed, and so we just trimmed around it, made it look real nice, and that's about it. So anyways, I'm gonna get to installing some more of these boards as high as I can reach, and then we'll set up some scaffolding or some boards on our ladders and do it even further and then further and finish it off. So it's looking sharp though. And this is our tool setup. We got some scaffolding here with the temporary roof on it to keep to keep the water off of our tools. Just use some 1x or 2x3s there, staple some Tyvek or some house wrap on top there, keep this dry. Got a tent set up here, which occasionally fills up with water, but so far so good. And then table saw, which I've been switching back and forth the blade from my miter saw, wherever it went. It's around somewhere over there. So that blade has been going back and forth from this to that, and then this blade right here is on there. So anyways, that's that, and that's what it's looking like. So hope you enjoy, and we'll catch you on the next video in like 3 seconds. Well, it is the end of the next day, so let me go over everything we've done today. We almost got to the top. Almost. We're so close. If I wanted to skip the evening and just work until I was finished, I could, but there's no reason to. Just live life. Do some fun things occasionally, even if it means that you don't finish a small section like that. You can come back tomorrow and do it. So anywho, I got the trim board up underneath of that fascia corner there. Of course, it's not screwed down, and it never was, so I made it to where when I put the screws back in it, it'll be perfectly square and level with the roof. It'll look nice. Perfect reveal all the way up and down. And so we got to do these 4 more boards here. That'll be simple, get that done tomorrow. Got our gecko gauges up there. We got our scaffolding all put together. We got 2 full sections. So 1 section here with the X, second there. And then we bought 4 more caster wheels. I only had 4, so now I have 8. And then I went and bought these little things. These are just little pieces of metal that go in there and then lock your wheels from falling out. So you don't, because when you roll around on uneven surfaces, you can lose them. So pretty simple. We did the caulking and finish nailing from there down to like there so we can reach the ladder. Same here, and then put the lights back on. Did the ceiling, water sealing around those. It all looks really good. I can't wait to paint it. All the lines line up. We did every 4th row matching. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And a little random pattern we get to the top just because of the coming out, but it should all line up with each. So not too bad. Got our waterproofing tent here, a dumpster to throw in some metal, all of our extra supplies, cut bench right here for now. We got all of our lap siding right there, and this trim pieces came on top of 1x4s, and I'm excited about this. This is like free lumber. Of course, I had to pay $80 to have it shipped here, but still, I think I have a plan for this. I'll show you in the future. It has to do with firewood. We'll see if I get to use it for that or not. I have to use it on this building, we'll see. But trim's getting smaller, that stack's getting smaller, but once we get on the back, that'll all disappear. So up tomorrow, I'll pull all the scaffolding out. We'll get that final peak finished, and then we'll move on to the right side of the building right here, which is pretty sweet. Actually, we'll probably finish the caulking as well back here, just up and down each side of these, across there, not on the bottom side, not the top side, and then along the side there. And then we'll move on to this side. We'll probably start with taking off these panels from here to there, and then doing the sheeting, and then the vapor barrier, and then we'll start with the rock line, do the flashing there, and lap siding up. So can't wait to show that to you. But that'll be tomorrow. So anyways, we'll catch you tomorrow. And it's the next day, just like that. Look at that, we got the whole side done. We came this morning and finished up that little triangle piece at the top. So I think from like there to the peak. And then I've done some caulking, so all the nail holes up there are filled, and all of the gaps along that are filled, and then around the lights, of course, and then down all the way here, and then across the wall to there, and then you can get a new tube of caulking, and I'll continue on. The way I look at caulking is that you want to put it where you don't want water to get in, but you don't want to put it where you want water to get out. So I don't want water in here, but I want water to be able to get out from there. So you don't want to caulk this, but you do want to caulk this because you don't want water behind it, and let it waterfall all the way down. And again here, we're not putting any caulking there. Of course, we caulked underneath of this to keep water from going in. And then the house wrap is on top of that. And so the water should come down and out here. We don't want water sitting here. So we don't want to fill this with caulking because that will cause some water to sit. So anywho, now that we've got this side completely done, I'll do some caulking here in the future, but I'm wearing off the fingerprint on my finger because I'm smoothing it out. Lots of builders don't smooth it out. They just go down it with the caulking gun, and that works completely fine too. There's nothing wrong with that. It could be better in some situations. And then along this, smoothing it into the cracks and stuff and nail holes. So I'm losing my fingerprint, so I'm gonna give it a break and start working on this side. Well, it is the end of the next day. I don't think I got any footage today, so let me share with you what was done. It is dark outside. Camera's doing a good job of picking it up. But we are now working on the west side of the building, the long side. The side that most people see when they come to this church is probably this side. And so I like to get it done first, that way people aren't looking at the construction the whole time. This is what the back looks like. It looks sharp in the dark. Can't see it as well with my eyes, but got everything all chained together, locked up, ready to go to here, so it doesn't get stolen, hopefully. But anyways, looking good. So this side's all finished. I just have a little bit of caulking to do left still, and then paint it. We'll probably paint all at once. We got this entire side sheeted. So the sheeting stopped like right here next to the window, and then continued on with just 2x6s because it was a pole barn, of course. So we wrapped this portion, got all the windows and doors trimmed and sealed off, and then we sheeted everything from here on today, taking off the old siding, and then putting on the sheeting, adding some framing behind it because there was some rotten framing right here where the roof was leaking. And then also there was lack of framing in there because they're spaced like at 3 foot on center. So we need to add a piece in between to strengthen this area. So, and then we put the vapor barrier on, the whole piece on the bottom here. And then what I had left of the half piece that I cut, what I did was I took a roll of this stuff and I cut it into a section that will fit. And so I don't have to worry about the whole roll and then trimming it. I just put it up there, nail it off, staple it off. And then the tape here is all taped on, ready to go. So anyways, next step for me on Monday, because today is Friday, and I like to spend some time with the family tomorrow on Saturday, and church is on Sunday, of course, is I've got to finish the vapor barrier here. I'll probably install those lights back up there. That way there's lights for security reasons for the church and for safety on Sunday nights and stuff when it's dark like this. And then we'll put our line for our rock. We haven't ordered that yet, but we will. The same height as this approximately. That way we can put our flashing on and then do our lap setting all the way up to the top. So I want to do the lap setting on this starting on Monday. And it should go pretty quick because there's no peak to cut like on the back. So we should be able to stack and run. Just make lots of progress. So we'll see what I get up to. But if I can start siding on Monday, that would really make some progress by the end of the week. So I'd like to get from here all the way to the end of the building, which is down yonder, by the end of not this coming week, but the next week after. So 2 weeks to get this all finished from here to here, probably minus the rock. It might be faster than that once we get into it, because right here is a lot shorter, easier to handle. That way we can get the paycheck, because we're going to be doing this in 3 stages. The first paycheck is to get started, 35% down, and the next paycheck is the next 35% once you get halfway finished. So if we can get all the way from here to there, that's halfway. Then we can draw our check to buy the materials for the next leg of the journey, and a little bit of cash for my pockets as well. And then in the end, once we get everything completed, we get the rest of the remainder of 30%. So 35, 35, 30, just so you can kind of understand how that works. Most of my jobs I do as a handyman are 50% up front, but on a project this scale, they were willing to do 50%, but I said no. It's more normal to do 35%, and it gives me incentives to complete the next step, because if I just get 50% up front, there's a little incentive to finish to get the other 50, because it takes so long. So it's like, let's break that up. Instead of getting 2 chunks, let's get 3 chunks. So anywho, it's getting late. I'm gonna go pick up some food and go say hi to the family. I haven't seen them all day, so left before they were up. So like a Jedi. I had to put my Crocs on because my feet were hurting so bad. My boots are getting too old. So if you're listening to this and you're a sponsor like Carolina Boots or whatever the other brands are, Keen or Red Wing, hit me up. I'd like to try out your boots. I got a new pair of Carolinas. I have to break them in still, so that's why I'm wearing the Crocs, because my feet are hurting. So anyways, probably because they're cold too. So anyways, you guys have a good night, and we'll catch you tomorrow with some more progress. So it's the next day, and it's raining, if you can't tell, quite a bit. Whoa. So always hard to tell on camera, but we'll see if I can get a video or not of it, because I'm working on the siding right now, trying to get a few more layers up. I was hoping to get this whole side done today, but it's like 100% rain the entire day, and it's been raining for the last 4 days. But I got a rain jacket on, but I'm getting soaked. My hands are numb. But let me turn you around and show you what I've got going on, and then maybe we'll wrap it up. That way you can kind of see what I'm doing this week, since there's been no episodes in the last 2 weeks, 2.5 by the time it comes out probably, and absolutely no tiny house videos, which is a shame, because I wish I could work on that. And maybe I could today since it's raining, but I've got really too much inside stuff to do. So anyways, let me turn you around and show you what's going on, and then we'll end it there. I sure wish my camera was waterproof, but anyways, you can just see the waterfall coming off of there. Since we took the gutters off, it's just pouring down the wall. I think we've got the house wrap on, of course, and everything else. Rain on the lens already. So anyways, we're doing stair steps, getting to the top. So this one will probably be the last one, and then we'll pack up because it's just too wet. So got multiple ladders out here, and we're getting her done. So we've got the metal lath put on here for the rock, for the stone that we're going to be putting on. And then we've got, if I haven't shown it yet, we've got the drip edge here for over top of the stone. There's going to be a capstone probably, and then stone there, but it'll make sense when we get there. we've got the trim put on, and then we've got the caulking done along places that we've done already. So that's kind of nice to seal those off while we can. And then we ran out of the steel. I'll have to buy some more of that to continue on. Again, this black stuff is tar paper. That's just so you don't see between the stones. But it also waterproofs, but there's 2 layers of waterproofing. There's the old stuff, the new stuff, and then this stuff. So it's quite waterproof there. Anywho, it's going good. Got the lights installed back up there. So it's looking good. So anywho, hope you enjoyed watching this. There hasn't really been any explaining or like the video showing me doing the work, and that's, maybe we'll do that in the next video. But I wanted to share with you what I'm up to, that way you're not like, Ezra has disappeared, Building Best has disappeared. So anyways, I'm gonna continue on. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a good one. Catch you on the next one. God bless.